dear students. In this lecture, we will study about the types of chemical reaction. In this, we will study mainly 4 types of chemical reaction. The first one is chemical combination, and the second one is decomposition reaction, and the third one is displacement reaction, and the fourth one is double displacement reaction. So let's start. We will take the first one, that is chemical combination. The first type of chemical reaction. The name itself indicating that combination. Combination means you can easily understand that something is combining. Okay, combination means something is combining. The name itself indicates that it is a combination reaction, combining something, compound is combining there. So we will take the definition for that one. It is a chemical reaction in which two or more reactant, okay, two or more reactant combine to form a single product. It is known as chemical combination reaction. For this we have taken 2 examples. The first one is calcium oxide. Here in the definition already we have learned that 2 or more reactant. So the reactant means whichever comes in the left hand side of the arrow mark are known as reactants. Whichever the compounds or the complex comes at right hand side of the arrow mark are known as product. Here 2 or more reactant we have taken, means calcium oxide is one reactant and the water is another reactant. It is combining, this calcium oxide and water is combining to produce calcium hydroxide. This is an example for combination reaction. Here 2 or more reactants are there. After the chemical reaction only a single product is formed. This is an example for combination reaction. Another example here we have taken, that is carbon. Consider this one as coal. When the coal is burnt in the presence of oxygen, it is going to produce carbon dioxide. Here also you can see 2 or more reactants are there. Here after the chemical reaction only one compound formation is taking place. So this is about the chemical combination. Here we have studied 2 examples, and next we will go for the displacement reaction. Decomposition reaction. Decomposition means the term decomposition indicates here something is breaking down. Here something is splitting. Combination, decomposition. These 2 reactions are exactly opposite to each other. Okay, this thing you should remember. These 2 reactions are exactly opposite to each other. Here in the decomposition reaction, a single compound break down or decomposes to give 2 or more products. Here the single compound is going to break down and give 2 or more products. It is known as decomposition reaction. Yes, we are observing that these 2 are exactly opposite to each other. In the combination, what happens? 2 or more reactant react with each other to produce a new compound, produce a new single compound. But in the decomposition reaction, here only a single reactant. Here you can see the single reactant break down to give 2 or more products. 2 or more products. Either it may be 2 or it may be more than 2 also sometimes. Okay. And here in the decomposition reaction, 3 types are there. In the decomposition reaction, 3 types are there. If you want, you will just take it down. First one is thermal decomposition. So first one is thermal decomposition, second one is electro decomposition, third one is photo decomposition. Thermal. This thermal means heat energy. Heat energy is required to break down the compound into its simpler substances. And electro decomposition, electrolytic decomposition means here we are using the electrical energy for the decomposition of the compound. Okay, here we are electrolytic defining decomposition, and this one is photo decomposition reaction. Photo decomposition, photo in the sense this is the light energy that we are getting from the sun. Okay, photo decomposition means the decomposition reaction which is taking place in the presence of sunlight. Let's explain these 3 by taking the chemical reaction. These are the types of decomposition reactions only. Okay, first one is thermal decomposition. Here see, in the reactant side only one reactant is there on the left side of the arrow mark, and this delta symbol indicates we are giving the heat energy to the reactant. And after the chemical reaction, what happens? That single reactant break down into two new substances. This one you can easily understand. So this is the example for thermal decomposition reaction. Already I have told that thermal means heat energy. When we give the heat energy to this calcium carbonate, it is going to break down into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Then comes electrolytic decomposition. Electrolytic decomposition means here we have to take the water, and when the water is being electrolyzed, okay, electrolytic refining of water is there, electrolysis of water, that with the diagram they have explained in the textbook. I will explain that one in the next class. Okay, electrolysis of water. In this, what happens when the electricity is passed through water? Here it will split up into hydrogen and oxygen, that is H2 and O2. This is the electrodecomposition reaction. And the third type of decomposition reaction is photodecomposition reaction. Photodecomposition reaction. In this one, we have to take the silver chloride. We have to take the silver chloride in the china dish, and we have to keep the silver chloride exposed to direct sunlight. Okay, we have to keep this exposed to direct sunlight. When the sunlight falls on the silver chloride, it is going to split up into Ag and Cl2. So the color of the silver chloride will turn to grey. This one indicates that photodecomposition reaction is taken place. This is about the decomposition reaction. Okay. And third one comes the displacement reaction. Displacement means something compound is displaced, its position is displaced. It is going from one place to another place. Displacement, the term itself indicates something is displacing. So displacement reaction, for that definition is, it is a chemical reaction in which more reactant elements displaces less reactive element from its aqueous solution. Okay, it is known as displacement reaction. Here we have taken two examples, that is iron reacts with copper sulfate. See, more reactive element. Here iron is the more reactive element, because compared to iron and copper, the rusting of the iron will take very fastly. Rusting of the iron taking place very fastly as compared to that of the copper. You might have seen the copper vessels in the house, and you might have seen the iron substances in your surroundings. So iron rusting is taking place very fastly. So we can say that iron is more reactive than that of the copper. Okay. When iron react with copper sulfate, it is going to displace this copper, because copper is less reactive, iron is more reactive. So iron will take the place of copper, and this copper will be displaced from here. So what happens? Iron sulfate, formation of the iron sulfate taking place, and copper is displaced. This is the example for displacement reaction. Okay. Now here you can see another example, that is zinc and copper sulfate. Here we can say that zinc is also a more reactive element and copper is less reactive element. When zinc reacts with copper sulfate, it is going to produce zinc sulfate and copper. This is the displacement reaction example. These two examples for displacement reaction, the definition you remember is more reactive element displaces less reactive element. So these two examples are enough for the displacement reaction. Here we can see the double displacement reaction. So for this displacement reaction, we can also give the name as single displacement reaction. Okay, because only one element is being displaced in that reaction. But in this double displacement reaction, here we can see that two elements are being displaced. Displacement, double displacement. Double displacement means that two electrons, two elements are being displaced. So we can understand this one by taking the definition. Displacement reaction, it is a chemical reaction in which interchanging of the ions are taking place. Interchanging of the ion means ions are changing their position here and there. Okay, let's consider by taking the ions present in this one. Already you have learned that the ions present in sodium sulfate are C, Na plus and SO4 minus 2. These are the ions present in sodium sulfate. And here barium chloride is there. So ions present in barium chloride are Ba plus 2 and Cl minus. These are the ions present in barium chloride. So what is the definition? It is a chemical reaction in which interchanging of the ions takes place. So this ion will combine with this one, that is chlorine. It will become sodium chloride. Yes, and these two ions will become barium sulfate. Here you can see interchanging of the ion taking place. This sodium will react with chlorine and this barium will react with sulfate. So formation of the barium sulfate and formation of the sodium chloride is taking place. This is about the 4 types of chemical reaction that is important for your examination purpose also. You should be remember these 4. Okay.